Hello, welcome back to my channel. Um, for those who've been interested in my channel, I really apologize for some of the audio problems that I've been having. Um, I'm just kind of learning as I go along um, the whole social aspect. I'm just kind of doing this for fun. My boss at work, he is really into um, the social channels, and I like to play along with him a little bit. Also, I'm kind of surprised that a lot of the people that you meet along the way, there's a pretty good benefit for people that will take an interest in your channel, and it's rather cool to meet people that have the same interests that you do, and um, other people that enjoy teaching. It's quite a gift. So just bear with me. My videos will get better as time goes by. Get a bit of practice. Um, Today I thought a good concept video is just talking about how I got into pipeline investing. A little history about pipelines, and in the early frontier days when people were discovering oil, they would there was a lot of different uses that they could use for the oil, and it was a lot of hard work back in the day, you know, and it was pretty much a bloodbath getting into the industry. It was so difficult, with the all the ancient tools and methods that they would use to get the oil out of the ground, and even discovering the oil. So, at first when they would get oil, they would move everything by um, the the railroad cars, and that was rather expensive. So people that wanted to keep the majority of their profits would invest in pipelines, and so that's um, that's how it all began. Um, Pipelines are one of the safest methods for transporting oil. So, in that respects, it's good for the environment, despite all the different protesters, that arise, especially in Canada. The Kinder Morgan had an expansion project in Canada, and they had a lot of opposition. So much so that they sold off their the project to the government. They just got out of it, and you can see online how a lot of people really just are not going for it, and people have the reasons, their convictions on why they do the things they do. But in general, pipelines are a very good idea. So there's different companies that will, that you can invest. Most of them are MLPs, which are master limited partnerships. And if you invest in those types of stocks, it has a specialized tax, um, which allows the company to divvy out dividends to their investors. But when it comes to tax time, there's a special step that you have to account for. Kinder Morgan is made the transition over to a regular company, so it's one of the pipelines where you don't have to do the taxes of a master limited partnership. So it's the simplest way to get into the pipeline industry. Mm, my first experience with a pipeline, the company actually was taken private, and it was on a downward trend for quite a while. And it was a learning experience for me. Make sure to invest in a company that shows some type of life. Um, the oil industry in general is cyclical, but with pipelines, they're just paying a toll, for transporting an element from point A to point B, and the the the, um, the toll that they inquire is usually set through some type of long term contract. So um, the profits are, a lot goes in up front, a lot of capital spending. You get all the capital put in up front, and then after that, it's all profit. So the biggest part is, basically ensuring growth. These companies, to ensure growth, they have to have a lot of funding available in order to grow their projects. So, where did I get the idea to invest in piping? Well, I got a prop here. I'll show you. I'll show you one of them. That's right. It was James Bond on Quantum of Solace. James Bond tells one of the guys that you don't buy that much pipeline without somebody noticing. And there was another program too, where called The Patriot, and it's on Amazon Prime. I really like that show. It's really cool because uh, if I think I'm having a hectic schedule, this guy kind of makes me feel like uh, I got things easy. Let me show you one of the clips I have. Uh, Hold on a second. Yeah, here's a clip from the Patriot. One of the
Now, don't overpromise this week. Sell them on the structure. You can talk about it with confidence. Keep it simple. Little something like this, John. Hey, let me walk you through our Donnelly nut spacing and crack system rim riding grip configuration. Using a field of half-C sprats and brass-fitted nickel slits, our bracketed caps and splay-flexed brace columns vent dampers to dampening hatch depths of 1/2 meter from the damper crown to the spur of plinth. How? Well, we bolster 12 husk nuts to each girdle jerry, while Flex Tandems press a task apparatus of 10 vertically composited patch hamplers. Then pin flam fastened pan traps at both maiden apexes of the gym joints. A little something like that, Lakeman.
So this guy's trying to learn how to do his piping. Yeah. So yeah, the world of piping is quite crazy. I have a technical background where I was into computer science and physics. There's a lot of things I enjoyed learning, and once I realized that piping was like its own world, um, I was quite impressed, and I just like the aspects of learning new things. So it's quite impressive. Um, but uh, to talk about the piping industry. Gotta get this video to play. Talking about the piping industry, some of the reasons why I like Kinder Morgan is they're a company that's on the rebound. They were doing rather well, and there was expansion issues where they needed funding, so they had to cut the dividend, and it really upset a lot of investors at the time. And so right now Kinder Morgan's in the process of rebuilding their reputation on the market, because a lot of people were let down by the management. And to do this, they issued a 3-year plan for dividend increases, with some rather significant increases in the dividend. So the bottom line is I'll show you the history of of their dividends. So you can see back in 2014, 2015, they were getting rather nice dividend payouts, 49 cents, 51 cents. And then it tanked to 12 cents. And that was pretty bad. It's a pretty bad drop off. Like, people should sell out if the dividend is cut, because it indicates that there could be significant problems in the company. But fortunately, Kinder Morgan was able to get their act together, and they raised it from 12 to 20 cents. And in the next quarter, it's going to go up to 25 cents, which will be $1. And then it's going to go to $1.25 the following year. So those are pretty good. 80 cents, $1, $1.25. Those are pretty significant increases. And since you can get Kinder Morgan at a discount, right now it's trading at $17. With a 4% yield, that's rather good. So I like that. And I have a lot more to say about pipelines, but I'm gonna just cut this video short because I don't want to drag it out too long. And if you're still with me at this point, I just want to say thanks for joining. So take care. Just hang in there, and I'll have some more content for you. Appreciate it. Thank you.